How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Today is October 23rd. The time is 7:11. And the topic, it is all Biden's fault, and it is a reality. All these protests, everything that is happening right now, if the border would have been secured, if this mass disaster of migration were under the Biden administration, it is where more migrants have died between the limitations of Mexico and the United States. Under the Biden administration, it was the greatest disaster of illegal migration through the whole continent and through the whole world. Under the Biden administration, more people died in the middle of the jungle. Under the Biden administration, more children got trafficked to the United States of America. A complete disaster, the Biden administration, in terms to immigration. There are ways to fix this, and there are ideals that they had. Alejandro Mayorkas, Kamala Harris, the Biden administration, the globalists, the NGOs, all of these people that were all supporting this disaster. It is by opening up the border, letting people in through an open border gap illegally. Article 8, Section 1325 says that if you enter the country illegally through a non-port of entry, you will be detained. And Article 1326 is that if you re-entry, it will be classified as an illegal re-entry. But that doesn't matter for like Don Lemon, all these stupid idiots that work for these stupid networks. And they like to say stupid fake news every freaking time. They have never been to the border. They don't even know what happens on the other side of the border. They don't even know they haven't even walked a caravan. They have never been one step inside that jungle. But this is the way it is. These idiots are the ones that they are expanding the information into the United States of America. And this is why these protests are happening, because of the level of disinformation that they are creating on their networks. And all this disaster that is happening right now, it is all his fault. I am censored as a incredible right now. I was about to say a bad word, but I'm not going to say it. Hopefully you guys can share the video, like the video, share the video, like the video. You guys can help me by liking the video, sharing the video, hitting that bell button on YouTube, hitting that like button on Facebook, and also hitting that like button on X and sharing it on X so we can get more people involved. You know, on all the years that we have been broadcasting, I remember when we started, there was only just a handful of people that we were covering this. And I covered in the part of Mexico, Central America, and South America, and all the other parts in Europe. But we knew that this was a disaster, and we knew the epicenter. When it started happening is when they started attacking Trump under the first administration, when he said, no, I'm not signing the Global Compact on Migration, that it was ready for Barack Obama, that it was ready from the Obama administration. In Hillary was going to take over, and she was going to continue with this disaster. But inevitably, Trump came in and said, you know what, it's not happening. So it became a kind of like an egotistical challenge for these democracy, imperialists, that is the leftist Marxists and globalists. And they started attacking Donald Trump on his first term. And the border started getting relentless and aggressive. It was a complete disaster, huge disaster. And it was getting attacked by all these policies. Migrants were risking their lives. People were losing their lives. Women were being exploited. Women were being abused, sexually attacked, sexually abused. All these incompetent idiots that says, you have never documented a woman being abused and raped. I saw one getting shot in the middle of the Darien, you idiot. Multiple witnesses that they have said, I just got raped, I just got abused, I just got raped, I just got abused. It's on multiple videos. It's incredible, these idiots, how they try to just sugarcoat everything and just create this smoke screen to people to understand there was no problem under the Biden administration. Complete freaking disaster. It is because of him that this is happening. Now, the video of today, it is specified on this brutal accident that just happened in California. An illegal alien that it was let in on year 2022 under the Biden administration. He's from India, by the way. And all the people from India had this idea that Joe Biden was the best president in the world, that he was helping the migrants. And a lot of them, they said that in the Constitution, it said that no human is illegal. I did not say it. We have the evidence to back that up. And now today, you had an accident. Well, not today, in the news. An accident of an illegal alien, a truck driver who was drunk, driving under the influence, got into a fatal accident in California. I believe that 3 died. And what happens? Who it is accountable for all this disaster, people? Where is the accountability for all this disaster? And yes, a lot of people are writing Gavin Newsom. Yes, Gavin Newsom never secured the Jacumba section and the Jamul section. Never secured it with the governor of Mexico, of Baja California, that it was Marina del Pilar. Never talked about, let's secure the border. Let's find out where all these Chinese are being smuggled in through your parts, and where all these people from India and Africa, why they're being smuggled through here. It's just incredible. It's a freaking disaster. Their hands are full with blood. Biden, Mayorkas, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Chuck Schumer, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Veronica Escobar, all these leftist progressive idiots, in your hands, there's thousands of migrants' blood in your hands. And in your hands, it is innocent American people who are losing their lives out of these accidents. Now, I know your justification, what it's going to say. White people kill more on shootouts, on shootings. The white people create more massacres. The American population have more incidents of violence than the migrants themselves. That's not the point, you idiot. This accident should have never existed. Whatever happens inside of the United States of America with American citizens, it is the responsibility of the United States of America with their U.S. citizens, not with foreigners that enter the country illegally and that they are in the country illegally, and that this responsibility for driving a truck intoxicated, now it has taken away 3 lives, that if it should have been an American citizen who was intoxicated and took away 3 lives, it was the fault of the American citizen who is a U.S. citizen who was born in the United States of America, raised and born and paying taxes in the United States of America, and because of his mistake, he created that disaster. But he was born in the United States. He didn't have nowhere to go. That's his country. You have foreigners now that they are undocumented and they are driving semi-trucks, as a former semi-truck driver, and they're driving semi-trucks intoxicated. You know how big of a responsibility is to drive a 53-foot trailer, a 48-foot trailer, a 45-foot trailer, a 40-foot container, loaded, going to Long Beach, the port to San Pedro. You know how heavy that is? You know how much of a responsibility you have to be? You know that you got to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to the San Pedro port in Los Angeles, in Long Beach. You got to wake up at 4. If you're living in San Diego, wake up at 2, go to your truck, start over, hook up the trailer, 3 o'clock in the morning, get out, because you want to win traffic. And you want to catch the traffic inside of the 405, not outside of the 405. So you got to be responsible for all these things. And then you got these people that they don't know the law. They don't know. I'm sorry, it's getting hot in here. They don't know the consequences of the law. They don't even know the consequences if you're driving intoxicated. Get a DUI. That's it. You know, possibly I'm going to get a slap in the wrist because it's California. They're going to let me out. And if they continue to let me, and if they want to let me out, if they're going to deport me, I'm just going to sue Gavin Newsom because he told me that he was going to protect me. Isn't that incredible? This is what happened.
A semi-truck driver who was arrested for driving under the influence following a deadly crash on the 10 freeway in Ontario is in the United States illegally. 21-year-old Jashanpreet Singh is an Indian national who entered the country by crossing the US-Mexico border in 2022. He is a resident of Yuba City, California, which is located in Sutter County, about 120 miles northeast of San Francisco. Singh was arrested by California Highway Patrol officers in connection with an 8-vehicle collision that included 4 commercial vehicles. The crash left 3 people dead and 4 others hospitalized in varying conditions. Police say Singh never hit the brakes before slamming into the traffic jam, citing toxicology tests that confirmed impairment. DHS sources confirm he is not in lawful immigration status and that ICE has lodged an immigration detainer following his arrest. Singh was released under the Biden administration's 2022 Alternatives to Detention policy. The recent incident involving a Sikh truck driver in the US follows ongoing legal proceedings against Indian-origin driver Harjinder Singh, accused of making an illegal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike that resulted in 3 deaths. Harjinder's case had sparked a large debate over alleged corruption in California's commercial driver license system, with U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy citing it as a reason for withholding $40 million in federal funds. Over 1.6 million people had signed a petition calling for the release of Harjinder Singh. Supporters argue it was a tragic accident, not a crime, while critics say the petition undermines the U.S. justice system. A counter-petition urges strict punishment, warning against leniency.
To start, I just want to take a moment and thank President Trump.
I just want to take a moment and speak on this. You know, to take a CDL test, it is such a task. If you guys never taken a CDL test, a Class A license that I had back in the day, the instructor first goes inside the cabin of the truck. And it asks you, man, my God, 100 million questions about everything. Everything, every gauge, the pressure of the air, which this button. After you pass that test, they will tell you, go and do your second checkup. You get out of the truck and you start checking your semi-truck, tires, gauges, hoses, every single thing on the tractor trailer, lights, air, everything. Then from there, he observes you. If you did one little thing wrong, you're done. You didn't pass the test. One little thing. Do you think that these 2 individuals had a CDL license like it needed to be handled? And why am I saying this? Because Mexican truck drivers are pissed off. The reason why is because of these kind of individuals. Now the consequences, it is a collateral damage that it is passing by to other truck drivers that they are qualified to drive in the United States of America, but the laws are going to get more strict and strict and strict and strict and strict. Every time now, because of these kind of situations, which they are being allowed by a disgusting government, by Gavin Newsom, that is a complete disaster. Now, two people from India driving reckless. One of them, 1.6 million petitions to get him out, right? Because he was in an accident. If you are a qualified truck driver to drive in the United States of America, you know that U-turn, it is incorrect, my buddy. And you know that you are not allowed to take a U-turn like that without looking into, if you're going to do that and violate the law, you better start looking in the mirror and say, that car, it is like a kilometer away. I can barely make it. But you're unqualified, and you were unqualified to drive a semi-truck, and you did not even look into the mirror. You did not even look to this mirror. You just busted a U-turn, and that looks into the qualifications of these truck drivers, that they are not qualified to drive inside of a road with an enormous responsibility of a huge load in their truck, in their semi-trucks. Why these people are being allowed to have an enormous responsibility on the road? Do you think that these people check the brakes every day of the truck? Check the air of the tires? Check the weight? When they go by the weight, perimeter and the scale, do you think that they know how much weight it is in every axle? Do you think that they check their manifest to see what they're carrying? Do you check that their air pressure? Do you think that they, for God's sake, this is a disaster. And now it is not even about the vehicle damage. It is about the lives that they have been taken away because of this enormous irresponsibility. All of these accidents, they were let in by who? Joe Biden and his failed policies. Now, nothing against the people from India. This is nothing against no entity whatsoever. But this is the idea that they had when they were coming to the country of the United States of America. This is the idea. Look at this interview of a migrant from India that I did in outside of the Darien Gap. This migrant was about to cross through the city of Tijuana, where I'm located. I bet that he crossed already into the United States through an open border gap in Jamul. And these kind of individuals, they're educated by who? By these progressive, mercenary activists, the majority white liberals, NGOs, which they hijacked the immigration system of the United States with their open loopholes. XYZ example, the ACLU, and progressively sending all their lawyers to give legal advice, making millions of dollars out of this human misery and human suffering. Listen to this interview, and you will understand how these mistakes right now of these two truck drivers inside of the United States, where do these mistakes come from? These mistakes don't come from the Indian people. It is not their fault that they're being hired. It is not their fault that they're given a responsibility with a truck that it handles a 53-foot trailer. It is not their fault that they are supposedly qualified to have that job. Who is the company that is hiring them to pay them less? This is the problem in California. You have multiple accidents because of the false qualifications of a lot of people that they're not qualified and they're not registered. You have to be qualified. This is the way that they think. A lot of these people.
Where do you come from?
My name is Manish and I am coming from India.
India.
Yes.
How many countries you travel to get right here to Bajo Chiquito, Panama?
Near about I travel 10 to 12 countries to reach here.
So how do you got that information that the Darien Gap, it is the way to migrate?
Because in our country, everybody knows that Darien Gap is the only way to go to the USA.
But it is information through social media, newspapers, a media outlet, or where do you get it?
Everything like social media and with friends of friends, with my friends who goes by this way.
So you paid a tourist package to get over here with somebody, or how much money have you spent?
No, I don't know how much money I spend here and who is the tourist package. All this thing is done by my family. My family knows that what to do. I don't know who is the package, who is the
Okay, so
person.
your family is the one that is paying
Yes.
for your travel right here.
Yes, my family is paying for my travel to the.
So what do you think about Joe Biden and what he's doing at the border?
Joe Biden is a really great person. He is very helpful for immigrants.
Helpful for immigrants.
I will definitely vote for Joe Biden if I will get
So if you had
citizenship.
the opportunity to vote in the United States of America and you had an option between Trump and Biden, who will you vote for?
I will go for Joe Biden.
Vote for Joe Biden.
Yes.
Okay. What border are you entering into the United States? Which border would you prefer to enter?
I prefer the Arizona border or Tijuana border. I mostly prefer Tijuana border.
Now, one quick observation. This is a guy that doesn't have, this is why I'm saying the misqualifications. If you are migrating, this is how the NGOs, the progressive mercenary activists, all these ACLUs, all these lawyers, they took advantage of this situation and making millions out of this situation and this poverty and this necessity of our migrants that they did not know the laws. How in the hell you're going to understand if you had a possibility to vote inside of the United States, you will vote for who? And they said Joe Biden. But look what I say later on when I ask him about a paper invalid, about he starts saying that no human is illegal, and that is written in the Constitution. Who do you think that they told him that? Who do you think that they told him that? He did not read it in India. He did not read that on his process migrating. It was all educated by all of these progressive mercenary activists, NGOs, that every time that a mass migration of people arrived to a migrant camp, all these progressive mercenary liberals got together and say, okay, that press, you don't let him in. He's an extremist. He's a pro-Trumper. This one, Daily Beast, Al Jazeera, Democracy Now!, come in here. How are you? MSNBC, oh my God, get over here. Yay, now we can attack them. Attack them. And it was every freaking day like that. The falsification of educating or falsifying or falsely educating. I made up a word in English, I believe so. Falsely educating the migrants to make a buck. And they were doing it.
Tijuana.
Tijuana border.
Tijuana. Yes, Tijuana.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
from Tijuana.
You are from Tijuana?
Yes, I'm from Tijuana. So, what, you already have a hotel that you're going in Tijuana, or you already have an arrangement to go to? How do you heard that Tijuana is a border to cross?
Because most of my friends, my 12 friends, crossed from there near about 2 to 3 months ago. Before.
They cross through the wall, or they cross through the CBP app?
No, they crossed through the wall.
The wall. So
Yes.
they paid somebody to cross through the wall so they can get to the United States.
Yes.
Wow. And you heard that connection, it is the one that you are going to use to also
Yes.
cross to the United States.
There are many connections. In some connections, there is a big wall, and in some connection, there is not any wall. There is a forest. We have to walk between 1 to 2 hours to get into the United States.
Are you afraid of these people? Because these people are the cartel, possibly, and they're people that they're dangerous.
Yes.
Are you afraid to put your life on their hands?
I am not afraid of anything. God is watching us. If He kill, then we will kill. Otherwise, our life is God responsibility. Because most of thousands of peoples goes from India to USA. Some die in the Darien Gap, some reached. So it is our destiny. Whatever will be written in our destiny, that will going to happen.
But I'm saying the United Nations, the NGO, have they helped you here?
No, they don't.
No,
help.
they haven't helped you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's not their duty to help us here.
Okay,
It's
so-
their duty to help us in the United.
What happened?
It is not their duty. Look at what he says. It's unbelievable. I said, has the United Nations helped you until now? It is their responsibility. That's why you have migrant camps of OIM, the UNHCR, and United Nations inside of the Darien Gap out of the American taxpayer. That America is the one that is paying more millions into what it was, into these NGOs, funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars into Darien. It is their responsibility. And in his idea, it says, no, it is our responsibility until I get over there. Look at the message. Why that message? Look at the mentality. I want you to understand every word. Why that message was sent. It was because in New York, they were giving out hotels, 5-star hotels, hot water, hot food, cell phones, bonuses, cards to go to the bank, bonus, all this money. It is because of that. And when you see that, they understand to say, oh, you know what? The United Nations is not their responsibility to help us here. It is to help us there. Not here, there. So in their mind, it is the United Nations. It is a great helper inside of the United States, not through the whole journey that is a whole disaster.
If Trump wins and he starts mass.
By the way, this was before Trump, just 2 months away before Trump winning the election. Look at the question that I asked. This interview is so interesting because I have saved this interview. The reason why it is because of this is the mentality that the progressive mercenary liberals, the NGOs, how they were falsely educating every migrant when they arrived to the border. I was like, no. Mi hermano, así no es. No, I said, like, no, that's not the way it is. They're not going to give you that. No. He said, no, you're lying. The reporter's lying. My uncle just arrived to New York and he has a cell phone. He has money. He has this. He has that. I was like, it's unbelievable. All these bonuses that you're getting. And I'm trying to get to the story. And then you have evidence. And then he calls to his uncle on a FaceTime call. It's like, yeah. And he's responding from a cell phone, an iPhone. And you're like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? How did that happen? When did that happen? It gets better. Look at this.
Massively deporting people. What are you
Yes,
going to do?
that's I am really afraid of, because Trump is not so good to the immigrants, but Joe Biden is really good to the immigrants.
Really, Joe Biden really
That's-
good to
uh,
immigrants.
so-
So if all your family that has crossed over there, all of them, they will vote for Biden also.
No, yes, all of them, 99.9% people of them vote for Biden.
If you had the opportunity to get a paper in ballot
Yes,
and to vote for Biden, if they told you this is the way that you can vote, will
Yes.
you do it?
I will definitely do it.
Holy cow. So in California, that is the lawlessness state of immigration. Everybody knows that. It is the lawlessness state. And if I say this, I will be a traitor to my own people. You know, the other day, a Chicano told me, I was speaking about the disaster of these protests because you guys haven't achieved anything. Let me just tell you this. All these new No Kings protests, that the majority are white people, you guys have not achieved anything. You guys need to go back to the drawing board and see how in the Reagan area and the Reagan era, how they accomplish an amnesty. I'm not saying an amnesty now, but how they accomplished that with permits. And they were not protesting. They were not rioting. They were not looting. A lot of people agree with the decision. A lot of people disagree. But I'm just saying, what you guys are doing, it is not doing anything. You guys haven't achieved that. You want the rates to be stopped. It hasn't stopped. You guys want everything to go to your way and stop the mass deportations. That they're not even mass deportations until, if you compare the numbers to Obama, get out of town. And I believe that you guys, all you Chicanos and Pochos, forgot about that. All of you Chicanos and Pochos forgot about that. The other day I was getting into it with one of them, and he's saying, "Oh, you know what? Don't talk about it over here because you were deported and you're over there in Mexico. You don't have the right. You don't know what's going on over here. So don't carry my flag. You don't want me to talk about what's going on over there? Don't carry my flag. That flag's supposed to be, carried over here in our country of Mexico. Why are you using our flag then? Just simple as that. 1 + 1 is what? 2? But in your math, 1 + 1 is 3,048. It's these protests. They haven't accomplished nothing. You have raised your voice that you are uncomfortable with the situation. You have raised your voice that you are in total dislike of what is happening. But we haven't accomplished anything. We have so many people that they are capable to find a solution. We have doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers, people that they are so well prepared. And you guys are letting manipulate your sentiment by progressive mercenary liberals and Antifa. When did that happen? Look, it gets better. And then this interview, when I said paper in ballots, if you had the opportunity to vote, if you had a paper in ballot with you, will you do it? And he said, yes, I will do it. How does he know about a paper in ballot? This guy's coming from India. What is going on? When did he knew about paper in ballots? How do you know? And he said, my family lives in California. Yeah, but how do you understood that you can get a paper in ballot? Although it is illegal, how it got to the point that you're understanding that a paper in ballot, knowing that you are not a U.S. citizen, you cannot get a paper in ballot. How did that got to this point? It's incredible. Buy me a coffee is pinned in the chat for people that want to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly, greatly appreciated your support. We need your support. God bless you. Let me press again the video so you guys can continue to listen to this. Continue to listen. And this has to do with like the accident that I just posted. The accident that just happened about 2 people from India that I just explained, the CDL license, the process. It's just so difficult to get a CDL. Back in the day, it was so difficult. I don't even know how right now the CDL process, it is how they are doing the process. I don't know how they're doing it. Let me press again this video. So you guys, it gets to the best part right here. The best part is yet to come. And this is what the progressive mercenary activists, Antifa punks, have done to the world. It gets better. Look at this.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is a really great person. He is doing very great things for United States of America. About that, I only know about that. Joe Biden is really helpful to the immigrants.
Okay.
Because in the United States, it is written that nobody.
Hear this out. In the United States, it is written that what? Hear this out.
Is illegal. No human is illegal. It is written.
Where is it written?
It is written in the Sanvidhan, like in the Constitution of.
In the Constitution.
Yes.
Have you heard that? That in
Yeah,
the Constitution that says that
Yes.
no human is illegal?
Yes, I heard that no human is illegal in
Wow.
United States of America.
Wow, so that's unbelievable because that's the first time that I hear that in Constitution it says no human is illegal.
Incredible. How did he look at all those points? How I am opening up this interview. Oh my God, he's such a fearmonger, he's such a bigot. How am I opening this interview? Where did this man that it's not his fault. It's not his fault. People need to understand. It is not his fault. This is why the title of this video says it's all Biden's fault. He let the globalists, he let the United Nations, he let OIM, he let the UNHCR take control over his borders in all this disaster of immigration. And the cartels made a lot of billions of dollars just by funneling, trafficking, and taking advantage of this situation. But where did it say that no human is illegal in the Constitution? Where? And how did he get this statement in his head? I want you guys to understand, and I want you guys to analyze this. How do they funnel this information all the way to the India to say no human is illegal? What it is the other phrase that comes with that? In stolen land. No human is illegal. And it is written in the Constitution. Who or what group in these No Kings protests uses those phrases? And look, this is back in 2020. This was a year ago, more than a year ago. It was before Donald Trump became president. It was in 2024. This was one of my last trips. I think it was my last trip to the Darien. It was before, I went in for the fourth time. How do they get this information in their head? And they process this information. And as they were processing this information, they're understanding that it is a fact. That there's no way that they're going to get stopped if they enter the country illegally. That it is their right to cross the country without entering to the port of entry. That it is written in the Constitution that no human is illegal. That they have a possibility to vote if they get a paper in ballot, and they will vote. How do they get all those things? You need to understand where these accidents that just recently happened, how this process of educating and normalizing and eliciting illegal conduct, it is part of the agenda of the Democrats and the leftist political party. It is falsely educating a person so when it arrives to the border, it has already been educated of how to think, what to process, what to say. If they go to protest, what to say. If they go enter in the United States, who's going to help them? Who needs to give them the bonuses? How they are going to live? How they're going to get paid off? It's a process of education. This is why I have said the Republicans have failed, and they're failing right now to educate the people of how to do it correctly. They're only educating to get out, but they're not educating right now of how to do it correctly, and also pursuing to highlight the people that they're doing it correctly. That is the thing that they're not doing, and they should be doing it right now, highlighting, preaching to the people that they came all the way to the back of the line, doing their process of that guy that was a resident and became a U.S. citizen. This is the way to do it. Not this way. Unbelievable. Then you have the collateral consequences. And the collateral consequences are always this: accidents. People intend to forget, you Chicanos, you La Raza, and all you, Pochos, and all of you, intend to forget about where and who was more, ruthless with these laws. Guys are talking about the Trump is tough, and oh my God, the persecution today is inhuman. Yeah, the persecution today is inhuman. It's so inhuman today, huh? It's really inhuman. Do you forget about this?
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Oh my God, what a bigot. What a white supremacist. What an imperialist. What a conspiracy theorist. Oh my God, this guy is so xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist. He's such a sensationalist and an alarmist. But more than anything, he's a Zionist, by the way. You guys forgot about that? Yeah. No, I don't see no King's protest right here. No, there was none. No. Back in the day, there was no social media. Oscar Blue. Yeah. You forgot about this? This was the Democratic Party. You forgot about that, right? Oh my God, yeah, the persecutions right now, they're horrible. What they're doing is horrible. But you forgot the worst guy that it was doing it more horrible. You forgot about that also?
The Bush administration has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. And when we do those things, I believe that we can take the undocumented workers, the illegal aliens who are here, make sure that they are subject to a stiff penalty, make sure that they're learning English, make sure that they go to the back of the line so they're not getting an advantage.
The hell? Make sure that they learn English. So right now they're telling truck drivers that they need to learn how, and they're. Let me just return this a little bit. Did I just hear that correctly, audience? Did I just heard this xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, and Zionist president of Obama say that they needed to learn English? How dare he? My God, he must be a Republican.
They have to be held accountable. And when we do those things, I believe that we can take the undocumented workers, the illegal aliens who are here, make sure that they are subject to a stiff penalty, make sure that they're learning English.
Holy cow. Wow.
Make sure that they go to the back of the line so they're not getting an advantage over people who came here legally. And when we do that, I think that we can, instead of shedding all this heat, start shedding some light on the problem, and we can once again be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. That's what.
Instead of sending all this heat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you intend to forget that. Yeah, everybody forgets that. Everybody. That doesn't count. No. Psst. Hombre, eso no cuenta. No, ahora es cuando está bien gacho. Ahora, no, hombre, ¿eso qué? Eso que el morenito era buena gente, nomás que él lo hacía, pero lo hacía de una manera humana. Él no era inhumano. No, the morenito guy, the black guy, the president, he was not inhuman. He was deporting, but in a human way. You never saw persecutions. You never saw children in cages. You never saw that he was building more private prisons to house the illegal aliens and to make billions of dollars out of the private prison system. No, out of the federal taxpayer. No, you never. No, era la bien buena gente. Era buenísima gente. No. Today, no, hombre, ahorita está feo. It's just ridiculous. You know, more than 8+ years documenting migration. I remember when we started, it was just a handful. It was like 3 of us doing it at the borders. Now you got a lot of people. And it's good. More the better, more information. But it tells you that we knew, and we have been saying this for so many years, that disaster that is going to be coming, that it was going to be coming if Biden became president. There's millions of migrants waiting in Mexico right now to see if the 2028 election, a Democrat is going to win and is going to open the border. And it is going to be working with the United Nations. Millions. The Cartel Clan del Golfo is going to go back to their normal operandi if a Democratic president wins. That means opening up the Darien Gap, letting a massive flow come in. And it is going to be a human trafficking business. The biggest one that has ever existed, it was under the Biden administration. And everybody's intending to forget about it. Now, nobody's saying anything about it. There's accidents that they're happening right now. Horrible accidents that they're happening. Bad things are happening. And, surely there's more coming. Sadly, I said this so many times. For so many years. So many times for so many years. With all the past experience that we had, we said this so many years. It's a point that you get exhausted, you get tired, from saying it so many times. And it's just, it keeps happening. And the consequences, we knew that it was going to be hard. Because these kind of situations, they were bound to happen. The rebellion, the protests, the accidents, the assaults, the criminal gangs that they were walking in with the vulnerable people. There's more good people that they walked in than bad people. I'm going to say that because I was there, and I can tell you that with evidence. There's more good people than bad people. Way more good people than bad people. But the bad people are making a lot of difference than the good people because their crimes are being noticeable worldwide. TDA creating crimes inside of the United States. Accidents like this, being drunk and driving a truck driver. Driving a semi-truck. It's just, I remember reporting on the first caravan back in 2015. I used to work for a radio station way back. It was not even the Trump thing yet. Working for a radio station and in 2015. And it was reporting on the mass arrival of 15,000 people from Haiti to Tijuana. And I said, like, what it is going on? Nobody knew what's going on. So we started reading, and it's like, what is going on? Why this is happening? We did not understand until it was 2017 that we understood why this was constructed and is so amazingly put together. It was perfectly it was a strategy, perfectly done. It was nothing that it was just made from one day to another. It was perfectly done. NGOs arriving, lawyers, activists being involved, infiltrated with trafficking, Antifa, radicals, mercenary activists, UNHCR, OIM, the United Nations being infiltrated in Central and South America, profiting millions of dollars. Everybody knew. Like, it was just every country that we traveled. I remember first we did all the north borders. Then we did, I don't even know how many caravans I walked, more than 12, in the south border of Tapachula. Then Guatemala, then Honduras, then Nicaragua, then El Salvador, then Costa Rica, then Venezuela, then Panama, then Colombia. And it was all the same. All the freaking same. United Nations standing on every border. OIM on every border. The UNHCR on every border. Every single border was controlled by them. It was the authority to let the illicitness of migration, that it was disguised as a human right, through every single border. Meanwhile, the cartel and the trafficking and the illicit business by corrupt authorities, they were taking advantage of money. Exploitation of women, exploitation of children. There was no lie about it. It was well documented, and we did it. And now you see these consequences. And I pray to God that there's no more consequences to come, but I'm sad to say that there's going to be more consequences to come. More consequences to come. And it's all Biden's fault. All Obama. It started from Barack Obama signing the Global Compact of Migration. Whoever says the opposite, go and read a book. Idiot. Signing the Global Compact. Oh, being part of the Global Compact. Let me just rephrase myself for your democracy language. Being part of the Globalist Compact on Migration, all right? Participating. Estos güeyes con sus pinches palabritas. And that way, participating. And the last days, in the last year, Obama brought the compact, got it ready for Hillary, didn't win, but Trump win, got out, Biden got in, and it's like, whoo, we were saying it. 1 year before, if he doesn't win, you're not going to be, this is going to be overwhelming, like you have never seen it in your life. And it happened. And I will tell you, I have been saying this since Trump won. I have been predicting this. And if you guys see a Democratic president winning the 2028 election, or a globalist president, or a neocon, or a rhino winning your 2028 elections, and if you see a Republican or a rhino for a minute sitting down with Alex Soros, you have a problem. You're done. You're cooked. You're done. It's what happened with, tampon walls, that he was sitting down with who? Alex Soros. Why do you think that Tim Walz were sitting down with Alex Soros? He was the guy that it was going to be involved, or he was going to be in charge with the new agenda and the 2030 agenda with the United Nations. You never saw Alex Soros sitting down with Donald Trump, right? Or with J.D. Vance. Never. He sat down with who? With Kamala Harris and with Tim Walz. If you see that guy entering a country and sitting down with a political candidate, with a congressional candidate, with a senator, with a politician, you're cooked. It's coming. And let me tell you something. I'm saying it right now. If one of your next electees for president wins the election and he's a globalist, he's a rhino, he is a neocon, you're going to go and see Biden 2.0 like it has never been seen in your life. Never in your life you're never going to be seeing this. That border is done. I'm just saying it. Oh my God, he's such a sensationalist. He's creating hysteria. He's such a fearmonger. By the way, I have received multiple emails making this public with some leftist media that they want to interview me. And a lot of them I have responded really politely. I have responded, good evening to you. I'm not going to say the media out of respect because I'm not this, you guys are extremely disrespectful, but I have a little bit of ethic in journalism. I have it. You guys don't. But I will tell you this publicly now that you guys are so insistent. I had like 5 emails from 5 leftist medias wanted to get an interview with me about what could happen and what it's my perception of what can happen. And I just told you guys this, and this is my requirements with you guys to speak to you guys. And if you guys cannot fit these requirements, I don't want to talk to you guys. I said it so many times. If I am something that I'm not a resource of information or a source of information, and if I'm a guy that is just not even important, why you guys are insisting? But let me just tell you my requirements. I tell you guys, of course, I will give you an interview, but you cannot use this language. You are a conspiracy theorist. You are creating hysteria. You're a fearmonger. You're a white supremacist. You're a white imperialist. You're a bootlicker of the white man. You're a traitor to your own people. You're a xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronomphobic, fatphobic. You're racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, Zionist, alarmist, and sensationalist, and so on. Blessings. Hope that you understand. Send. And I haven't received no response whatsoever. Why? Because it's not going to happen. Why? Because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You guys know how you operate. You well know what you're trying to do. And you well know what is your point. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. It is such an honor to be with you guys tonight. I will read a couple of comments. White Wolf says, hi, Oscar. God bless you, sir. Thank you for your journalism. You put the truth out. Thank you so much, White Wolf. You're showing your white supremacy with your name. You're a wolf that is white, and you have such a wolf privilege. Oh my God, how racist of you! Oh my God, Roger, how you doing? Oscar is none of that. He speaks the truth. Thank you so much. God bless you. Let me see. Karen Bond says right here. How you doing, Karen? Says the leftists will never give you the time of day because no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to have that conversation. Oscar, they want to trap you. Stay safe. Oh yeah. That's why I said you're not using this language. If you are using this language, you're not going to get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Gary Wright, you're a great and a brave man. Thanks so much. White Wolf says, LOL, I'm a Hispanic, my friend. My God, how dare you? You're a traitor to your own white, you're a traitor to your brown wolf people. Hijos de la chinga. Y esa es la raza y todos esos chicanos pochos. How dare you put yourself in a nickname, White Wolf? Why don't you use Brown Wolf or Taco Wolf? Saludos, mi hermano. Tijuana border jumper, how you doing, man? Thanks for being on the side of the truth and light. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. It said Dana, how you doing? Donna, I'm sorry, Donna Smith. Thank you, Oscar. All you good people. God bless. Loves you, and thank you so much. God bless you, man. God bless you. Will Ashley. Thank you, Oscar. God bless you, man. God bless you also. Thank you so much for joining in. Oscar Blue right here from our home. It is 8:11 in the evening. Today, it is the 23rd of October. Almost finishing in October. Man, 2020, what year is it? 2025? It's ending so fast. Man, it went so fast, man. So fast. Went so fast. Now that we get older, you know, the time goes much faster. I'm 44. In January, I'm going to be 45. So that's 5 years to go to 50. That's, you know, I'm getting up there, man. I'm getting up there. You know, going to the Darien. If I stay physically fit, I really do not want to go back there again to this nightmare. I really do not. But it's just such a adrenaline that it's so addictive. But you know, you got to stay physically fit. If not, you're not going to be capable of just walking. That's the reality. That's why we train so hard to get ready. Every time we got to be ready for war, man. You know, and we got to get ready for war every single time. That's what we are. You know, our qualifications have set the bar high. You know, so if we are sitting down with other journalists, it has to be, you know, people that they take this seriously, and they're not doing this for clicks and likes. They're doing it because there is a purpose on this. It's not about views. It's not about clicks. It's not about likes. It's not about going viral. It's about doing this with a purpose. You know, and that's why our circle has become so small. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in. Buy me a coffee. It is right there, pinned on the chat. An hour and 3 minutes with 20-some seconds going into the live feed. It has been a pleasure talking to you guys tonight. I'm about to do an X Space right now to talk about the same situation. Possibly I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm in. I need to do some in Spanish. The people that speak Spanish, they start getting upset all the time. Like, what the hell? Now you think you're a gringo? What the hell? Like, speak Spanish. You looking nopal. Like, you look like a nopal and you speak English. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, take it easy over there, greasy. Like, easy down, man. I know, but easy down. Like, so I gotta do a Spanish broadcast right now. And it's the thing about being bilingual. You know, you have to do 2 of them. If not, you will get, you know, overwhelmed by good comments and then horrible comments. The Americans also, they get mad and don't act like you don't. Like I upload things on different platforms and they're in Spanish. A lot of them, they're in Spanish. And I have received messages like, since when you became only speaking Spanish? Since I was born. I'm sorry. I was born in Mexico with a silent S. So since I was born, I'm sorry. And they get upset sometimes, you know? So I gotta please it. Gotta bounce around from here or there, balance it out. You know? Be safe, Oscar. Karen Bond says, miss seeing you and Chuck together. Oh man, my God. I talked to him yesterday or a couple of days ago. He's always traveling in a portal. He's always going to all these other places, man. I'm just like, man, you got a plane in the wallet. You got a plane everywhere, man. What's going on with you, man? I love my mentor. My mentor is one of the most beautiful human beings that I ever met in my life. And I can tell you one story that he did, that he was so kind. Just to finish the broadcast, just for you guys to understand, he doesn't have, I'm always really humble with him, and he's always been really humble to me. And last time that I was in Israel, I was really sick. I got sick in Jordan, and I was so sick, man. I had a throat infection, and I couldn't get up. I was coughing and fever and trembling. And he got me some antibiotics, and every day he was fixing me breakfast, and he went over there and he woke me up around 9 o'clock because I couldn't sleep the whole night. It was 11 hours of difference. So I couldn't sleep the whole night, and he woke me up at 9 o'clock. It's like, hey, I think you got a hit, a little bit late tonight, so I need you to get ready. And I'm like, I can't get up, Chuck. You need to be ready for your network. You're getting up. And I'm like, I'm sick. It's like, I fix you breakfast. Come and get breakfast. And he does this incredible dish in the morning that is tuna with eggs. I don't even know how to name it. I don't even know how, and he puts cheese in it. My God, Chuck. Oh my God, what the hell you're doing, man? That's so good what he does in the morning. It has a name, but I don't even know what the name is. And he got me breakfast, and then I started coughing really bad. And it's like, man, are you dying over there? I'm like, I don't want to, but it looks like. It's like, go back to bed. I'm going to East Jerusalem to get you antibiotics. I'm like, where? All the way to East Jerusalem? Yeah, all the way to East Jerusalem. I'm like, all right. So I went over there, got to bed, and then he brought me antibiotics. They were really strong. By nighttime, I was up and ready. I took 2 of those. I said, the hell with it. It's only one. He said, not the hell with it. I'm taking 2. And by nighttime, I was ready, man. I was ready to go. I was ready to rock and roll in the network. On the next day, I was getting up. I was fixing up the kitchen. I was making breakfast. I was doing all these kind of stuff. I love that man. Just a little story for people to understand how beautiful that man is. He's my mentor. That's why I respect him a lot. God bless you guys. Take care. It's like, Oscar, all your friends are white. Why you're a racist to your own people? Well, I don't see color, man. Matthew Tomlin, he's in Panama. Chuck is in Panama also. Ben is in Arkansas. I got Mexican friends, a lot of them. But those are the ones that I hang out the most, and they're beautiful Christian people. So just wanted to let you guys know. Also, 5-year anniversary. I stopped drinking beer 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I stopped drinking beer. I didn't have no problem. It was not an addiction. Oh my God, Oscar Blue just made a comment that he was addicted to it. No, I was not. I just stopped drinking beer. I haven't stopped drinking. I drink rum. That's my favorite. Rum with Coke. Captain and Coke. That's my favorite. And also I drink mezcalitas. That is kind of mezcal, is a Mexican, drink. But beer, I stopped. I stopped drinking beer 5 years. Till this day, it has been 5 years. Why I stopped drinking beer? Let me just tell you why. So I was walking in a caravan in 2019. And I was heavy. I was, getting a little bit chubby because of the beer. And so I was doing a hit with the network. And the producer called me and said, Oscar, you okay? Because when I was doing the hit, I was with, walking. I was walking, right? So I was talking, walking. So like, Oscar, are you okay? And I said, yes, I'm okay. It's like, you don't look okay. I think that, you know, you need to get it a little bit in shape. And I'm like, what's going on? So she sent me the we laughed, and I started listening to myself, and I was like running out of air every 5 words that I was saying. I'm like, oh my God, I need to stop. And from there, I stopped. Like, no more beer. 5 years, man. 5 years. Sometimes it's provoking because when it's hot over here, you know, there's these beautiful dishes in Mexico. There's aguachile, ceviche, and all these beautiful dishes, and the carne asada, and you know, it's always my cousins and all these like I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, get me some other type. But beer, I stopped. 5 years. Don't drink beer. It gets you chubby. It's really difficult to lose the weight. You get a belly, you know, and now I got an 8-pack. I'm just bragging. Seriously. But no, I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, people. Just throwing it out there. You sure Joe Rogan didn't get in your head? Why? Joe Rogan said that that beer is bad? No, it's 5 years ago, man. 5 years ago. How Joe Rogan, I think that never Joe Rogan did not existed on a podcast 5 years ago, brother. So I just stopped. You know. But it's been good. Better. Feel better. You know, work out every day. Always ready for war, always ready for, you know, my coverages, and I had to be ready. You know, look, this is my first trip to the Darien Gap. Right here, I was much lighter than I'm big right now, but much lighter than I am right now. I was not lifting weights. I was just doing cardio and boxing and all this kind of stuff. I was weighing, I think, what is it? 150, 154. Yeah, like a 154. So we had to get ready. And Ben was really slim right here in this one. It's really, really slim. He runs, man. He has a lot of physical condition. I'm not going to lie. He has a lot of physical condition. Ben, and it's really difficult to run with him because he's so tall that he runs so slow, but his steps are like 1 mile apart. So I'm trying to catch up with him. I'm really short. I'm not a Oompa Loompa, but I'm 5'8". With military boots, I'm 5'9". So I'm running behind him, and I got to take like 5 steps. So my pace, if he's running at a 60%, my pace has to be at an 80% to just catch him up. So I hate running with him. I don't like it. Because he's always trying to catch up with him. I'm like, hell no, man. You're like 6'5". It's uncomfortable. But God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Nice talking to you guys. Little laughter right here and there. It's good for to have a conversation with our audience. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, God's plan, it is our mission. See you guys the next time.